What are the character alignments of Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder? A quick guide by Natural Juan. Hi, hello, and welcome again everybody to another episode of Natural Juan. This time around we're going to discuss the different character alignments found in Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder. However, before all that, I'd like to invite you all to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications for more content like this. Special thanks to Mr. Jonathan Jono Green, my patron in Patreon. If you would also like to support my channel and what I do here, please check out the description below for my Patreon information, as well as links to both PayPal and Gcash for making quick, one-time donations. Anyway, let's get started everybody. Systems of morality have long been used for characterization in many tabletop role-playing games and beyond. For instance, there is the demeanor system in Warhammer 40,000 roleplay Deathwatch. Then there is the karma system in Shadowrun, which also functions as the game's XP or advancement methods. In Mutants and Masterminds, there's the hero and villain point system, which grants characters advantages. And then there's the optional reputation system, which mostly revolves around a character's relationship with both the authorities and the general public. Of course, there's also the morality system found in the World of Darkness games, which measures how embroiled the character is in both supernatural and mundane evil. As a video game example, I could give the Paragon versus Renegade dynamic in the Mass Effect games. However, when it comes to systems of morality in tabletop RPGs, none are as well known as the character alignment system that can be found in Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder. With 4 axes that include good, evil, law, and chaos, many believe that this is perhaps one of the most robust morality systems found in any game, as it is easily flexible and fits just about any kind of conflict. In its inception, the creators of Dungeons & Dragons believed that there should only be law versus chaos alignments, making the morality system more linear. However, with the introduction of good and evil axes, the character alignment system became much more profound and specific for players who want to roleplay a type of character and is appropriate for basing a character's personality on. The character alignment chart with lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. The good axis, probably the most obvious and commonly known part of the character alignment chart, sums up good people, good things, and good spirits. It is often described as the alignment of sacrifice, as, at its core, it is about being willing to give up something so that others may have something better. Usually associated with angels and good deities, plays a large part when it comes to healing or restorative magic, is either opposed to or rarely contains harmful or destructive magic. The lawful axis is centered around the laws of the land, a concept thereof, or the idea of fairness in general. While it is not considered wholly good because of its impartiality, meaning it has little capacity for mercy, it is considered the most stable and safe if you are familiar with the local laws. As mentioned, while not entirely good, it is the most concerned with ideas of justice and is a common alignment for soldiers, disciplined warriors, tradesmen, and those who uphold the law due to its connotations of equality. The neutral axis. Neutrality is the middle ground between good and evil, as well as law and chaos. To be neutral in the worlds of Dungeons & Dragons and/or Pathfinder means to be neither good nor evil, and neither lawful or chaotic. Characters who are neutral often take no sides and focus mainly on themselves and those they value, giving them connotations of selfishness as well. The neutral axis is often aligned with nature and the people that serve and protect it, as you can't really consider an old tree good just because it bears good fruit, or a hurricane as evil just because it destroys things. They simply are. The chaotic axis is centered around one's wild emotions and whims, making it the most selfish in nature. Due to its implications of selfishness, the chaotic axis is thought to be quite close to evil, and even if they aren't, they are still considered unreliable by their friends and allies. Chaos is the chosen alignment of many criminals, pirates, and free-spirited artists, as they are too driven by their emotions to care for or even acknowledge the law. The evil axis. possibly the second most well-known axis of the character alignment, is associated with all things bad, be they people, things, or simply ideas. While the chaos axis is sometimes equated with selfishness, the evil axis is this entirely, as it is defined as sacrificing others for one's own gain, is tied to demons and evil gods and goddesses. In terms of magic, it is often associated with death and destruction. It usually opposes magic that heals or restores. Lawful good. Lawful good refers to a character who is good to others and adheres to a strict code of conduct regardless whether it is written or has it as a sense of duty in his heart. Examples of lawful good characters include Marvel character Captain America, DC character Superman, and Karen Murphy of Dresden Files. Common stereotypes for lawful good characters are paladins or knights in shining armor. A common conflict for lawful good characters is whether to choose whether to be good or lawful in a difficult situation, such as when letting starving people rebel, as while supporting them might be against the law, they will surely starve to death if not helped. Neutral good. Neutral good is associated with characters who do what is good regardless whether or not it is against the law to do so. Examples of neutral good characters include Marvel character Spider-Man, DC character Wonder Woman, and, as an extremely cynical example, Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. Common stereotypes for neutral good characters are most superheroes or characters based on them, such as the vigilante class of Pathfinder 1st edition, as they eschew laws when they think it gets in the way of doing good. A common problem with neutral good characters is that they rarely, if ever, impose their will on others and do not see it as their job to nose around in the business of others, unless they are obviously evil. Chaotic good. Chaotic good is associated with characters who do good but refuse to be bound to any kind of law, as they value freedom above all else. Examples of chaotic good characters include Marvel character Hulk, DC character Green Arrow, and classical character Robin Hood, who robs the rich and gives to the poor. Common stereotypes for chaotic good characters are the lovable rogue archetype based on Robin Hood above, or kindly but uneducated barbarians. Issues faced by chaotic good characters is how they'll fit in with the other heroes who sometimes see them as criminals, or at least potential criminals. Lawful neutral. Lawful neutral characters are those who put the law above everything else, regardless whether it might be morally wrong or not. Examples of lawful neutral characters include Judge Dredd, James Bond, and Inspector Javert of Les Miserables. Common stereotypes for lawful neutral characters are witch hunters or inquisitors, corporate agents, and most common police characters. Much like lawful good mentioned prior, lawful neutral characters must sometimes choose, often painfully, between simply obeying the law and doing what is right. True neutral. True neutral characters are those who are smack dab in the middle of good, evil, law, and chaos, and their only concern is often themselves, or things and people that are valuable to them. Examples of true neutral characters are Spawn, who does both good and evil things, most depictions of death as a figure, as he'll take both good and bad people, and, of course, Mother Nature, who provides food and shelter, but also causes earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Common stereotypes for true neutral characters include animals who have no sense of morality, druids who are associated with them, and wild card characters. Most true neutral characters just want to be left alone, and conflict often arises when they are forced to take sides in a given struggle. Chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral characters are those who just want to do what they want to do regardless what other people might think of them, and regardless whether or not they might cause actual harm to others. Examples of chaotic neutral characters include Jack Sparrow of Pirates of the Caribbean, Deadpool of Marvel Comics, and characters that are simply too crazy to be either good or evil. Common stereotypes of chaotic neutral characters include criminals, anarchists, and mad artists. Issues that chaotic neutrals might encounter are when they're forced to choose between their freedom and doing something that might change their lifestyles. Lawful evil. Lawful evil characters are those who twist the words of the law for their own benefit, or is willing to commit evil to uphold the law. Examples of lawful evil include Darth Vader of Star Wars, Magneto from X-Men, and Dolores Umbridge of Harry Potter. Common stereotypes for lawful evil characters are evil sorcerers who rule the land and make laws of their own, violent warriors who follow a strict code of conduct, and cruel bosses of large corporations. By far, of all the evil types of characters, lawful evil types are usually the most redeemable, as their dedication to their cause easily translates to loyalty to an ideal though. As is often the case with these characters, they are all too willing to shed blood in support of their cause. Neutral evil. Neutral evil characters are those who choose evil, or at least selfishness, over everything else, and is sometimes considered the jerk alignment by some people. Examples of neutral evil characters include Voldemort and most of his followers, Thanos, and the Emperor from Star Wars. Common stereotypes of neutral evil characters are cruel mercenaries, murderous criminals, and most immoral characters in general. Neutral evil characters have few, if any, conflicts, as they are too focused on themselves to take notice of anything or anyone else. Chaotic evil. Chaotic evil characters are those who do evil simply because they want to, and have no regard of any kind of harm they may cause, or are simply too crazy to care. Examples of chaotic evil characters include Batman's foe, the Joker, Spider-Man and Venom's arch-nemesis Carnage, and most of the godlike monsters created by H.P. Lovecraft, who are so alien that they defy human comprehension. Common stereotypes of chaotic evil characters are immoral barbarian warlords, nihilistic anarchists, and insane cultists who would gladly destroy everything for their monstrous gods. Strangely, while they're not as redeemable as lawful evil characters, chaotic evil characters can be turned to the side of good if they are henchmen or minions of a villain, especially if the latter is harsh or restrictive. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications if you'd like to see more content like this. Check out the description below if you'd like to support my channel through Patreon, PayPal, or Gcash. See you in the next video. Natural Juan